Hey there everyone, Boys Training here, and today I'm going to be talking about Clash of Rebellions. Will it affect the meta? Like, will it add or take away something from the current meta game? And when I say that, I'm talking about like the top tier decks like the Cleaforce, the Burning Viscerals, Necros, all that. Will it bring another tier 1 deck to the game or not? And that's basically what I'm here to talk about. So yeah, I'm just going to be going over certain key cards or archetypes that are coming in this deck, or in this set. And yeah, let's just move right on into it with Ignites. I think are one of the main couple archetypes that are going to be released in this. And yeah, Ignites are definitely a very powerful archetype, and their main power comes from that they're all basically the same card in pendulum effect wise. So no matter what you draw, which Ignite you draw into, it's always the Ignite you're looking for because they're always the same card. And that's just one of their powers of the decks. They can swim the field insanely fast and get out number 686 hero champion Ragnar. And yeah, it's just a very strong deck. But one thing I want to bring up is, in terms of pendulum decks, I feel like Cleese is a slightly stronger deck because they can storm just as hard, except they have access to towers, they have access to all sorts of back row, and it really depends. Like when it comes to Cleese versus Ignites, it's if Cleese goes first and gets their cards out, Ignites are in trouble. But if Ignites can like just tank through it and just get a whole bunch of beat sticks on board and take down the Clee player, then they're in good, because Ignites have access to a lot of rank 4, 5, 6, 3 plays, and really I feel like against Cleaforce it wouldn't do as well, but I guess against the rest of the meta it has a very strong potential to be tier 1. Then we have the Red Eyes support with like Red Eyes, Blackboard Dragon, all the draw power incorporated with it. This deck is pretty good. It's good. It's a good deck because all the new support makes the deck extremely consistent. It works very well with everything together. Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon is just salt in the wound, and really everything about this deck is pretty great. I'll be honest, it's really great. Though I don't see it going into like a tier 1 setting, because even though the deck is good, I wouldn't say it has consistency problems. It's just its power plays don't do much. Like you can go into Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, which, don't get me wrong, is an amazing card, but other than that you don't have many end games. Like you have your Red Eyes Trap, you have this, and you don't really have much for protection wise, and then a Raigeki and a couple MSTs can pretty much end your games. And yeah, that's one of the weaknesses in this deck. That of course you also have your fusions, but like I said, you really don't have much to protect your cards. And Trick Clown, or Perform Mages if you want to talk the entire archetype, but no, just Trick Clown, or Clan Blade if you want to say. Clan Blade will be coming to the TCG very soon, and it's a very powerful engine that can get all sorts of rank 4 plays. But since the level chain is banned, the engine is a lot weaker, but definitely not in the realm of gone, because Clan Blade is still a great engine. You can splash in plenty of archetypes. It can even be put into a lot of the top tier archetypes. Probably not Burning Abyss though, but Clan Blade is definitely one to not be overlooked just because the level chain is gone. Now for one I've been really looking and trying to perfect myself is Cosmos. This is actually a really good archetype for when you get your cards together, but when you can't, it's not so good. Like, I've been continually working on this deck, and with every update to the deck list I make, it gets better and better. But the one problem I see about this is big blow cards, black rows, anything like that, dark holes with like a couple MSTs, stuff like that. This deck doesn't have the best time getting back. If you have something like Macro Cosmos, this deck pretty much dies through a dark hole because the Forerunner and the other one doesn't get their effects off. There's just a few things that can really hurt this deck, and that's, I feel, one of the problems with it. But like I said, who knows, we could just keep continuing to work on it, and this deck can get better and better. And once I feel like I have my perfected Cosmo deck list, I will bring it out to you guys. And for the absolute dickest of the bunch, Chicken Race, or Chicken Game, now in the TCG, Royal Magic Library has remained unhit on this ban list right before Chicken Game has come to us, and this is going to create a lot of unhealthy things for the game. I feel like it's not going to last long. Maybe one more format and they're going to hit something in this gross engine. But for the most part, Chicken Game is going to be running around in here, and it will, I feel, affect the meta probably the most, because what it's going to do is it's going to be running a lot of weird, horrible, convoluted FTKs, OTKs, burn decks, and these decks are going to finally have their time to shine because they're finally consistent enough to get their plays off, which is one thing that is really not so good about this. So yeah, looking at everything, I feel like Clash of Rebellions will affect the meta. Whether or not this thing's going to be a tier 1, only time can tell, but for the most part, between Clown Blade, the Ignite Spam, and Chicken Game, this freaking set is going to affect the meta. Not to the extent that Duelist Alliance did, definitely not. I don't think we're going to get a set like that in a long time, but it's definitely going to affect the meta game, and it's going to make us have to look out for a lot of these new threats, especially Chicken Game. God damn it, Chicken Game. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. If I missed anything, please tell me down in the comments. If you think I'm dumb and wrong on some of these parts, please correct me. I don't know everything, no one does. So if I made a mistake, please do correct me. But other than that, have a wonderful day. This is Blue Eyes with Dragon Knight, signing out.